Alright, so boom. When this year's freshman list dropped, I immediately said,
"Who are you people?"
I was like, oh, I don't know none of these niggas. Real talk though, I recognized 7 out of the 12 artists on the list, and there was 5 people that I was like, who? But that's the entire point of the freshman list, is to put you hip to artists you may not be aware of. Either way, XXL can't win. If they put popular people on the list that got some few hit tracks already, y'all complain, these freshman lists are just popularity contests, bro. Y'all don't care about putting lesser known people that actually deserve it on here. And then when they do put lesser known artists on the list, y'all still complain. Who the hell are these people, man? I swear, XXL just be picking anybody. So there's nothing they can do to satisfy y'all ungrateful asses. For this video, for all 12 rappers on here, I decided to check out a handful of songs by each person so I can get a first impression of them. And I'm going to be sharing my thoughts with you guys on what I think about each rapper based on a few songs that I heard. And yes, I said these are my first impressions. I didn't listen to a whole album by each person, so don't be complaining about something I say in the video talking about, I can tell you didn't listen to their discography for real. You probably only listened to a few songs. Because yes, that's the entire point. I told y'all I only checked out a few songs, but let's go.
We was solid as a rock, but about that paper hit the custom hoes. It was fucked the world with them, but now I'm just like
GloRilla needs zero introduction, man. Just like Ice Spice, who allegedly declined being on the list, GloRilla is a perfect example of somebody who didn't need the freshman cover because she's obviously super popular already with tracks like FNF and Tomorrow 2 with Cardi B, but it's still really cool to see her on here. Which reminds me, for the people who are complaining that Glo didn't make it last year, y'all have to remember that they do the XXL festivities like a couple of months before the list actually drops. The 2022 freshman list came out in June, and GloRilla didn't become known until May of 2022. XXL chooses people who have had a hot song or a few buzzing songs for months or years. GloRilla literally blew up 1 month before that cover was released. By the time FNF got popular, they had already been chosen everybody for that year's list. Hell, I even mentioned GloRilla in last year's video when I was talking about Cali, and I said Glo was someone who, out of nowhere, has been getting a lot of views recently. But about the music, she's the only person on this list whose music I already knew about, so I didn't need a first impression. I already knew a lot of her songs before this video. The thing with GloRilla is that she 100% raps about the same stuff that other female rappers talk about. Let's not get that confused. For the GloRilla stands out there that say she doesn't rap about the typical stuff these other girls be talking about, yes the fuck she does. GloRilla raps about dealing with haters, fake friends, and talks about getting her pussy eaten and getting her back blown out just as much as the next bitch. Her gutter street raps aren't new either. Other girls talk about guns and beating the bitch ass too. What separates GloRilla from everybody else is strictly her sound. No disrespect to her, but we're not really used to a woman in a rap game having a deep ass voice. GloRilla be sounding like me when she be rapping, but her voice alone is what makes her stand out over other people. So even if she's rapping basic gun bars or rapping about getting some neck from a hood nigga, it just sounds cooler when she does it because she has a strong hood anthem vibe to her and her voice is so recognizable already. Like on her song a track like this, a female with a high-pitched voice will sound like, they say they're the game but I don't know them, then it's blasphemy. Hotel in Miami getting backshots on the balcony. But when Glo says it, she sounds like,
they say they the gang, but I don't know them, then it's blasphemy. Hotel in Miami getting backshots on the balcony.
So that's an easy example of what I mean. Her bars are nice, but it's not different than what you would hear from another girl. Glo just has an advantage because she sounds like a dude and people aren't used to hearing a female rapper sound like a guy, so it's oddly unique. The last thing I'm gonna say real quick, and some of y'all may think I'm super lame for this, but I don't care. The Battle Royale game, Apex Legends, right? I play that like every other day and I still love it. But every single time I win a game of Apex Legends, I immediately start rapping the first few lines of Tomorrow 2. I guess you can call it a battle cry or a victory screech or something, but seriously, every time that "You Are the Champion" screen pops up, I start screaming, popping shit. You would think I went to school for chiropractic, looking good as hell today, just sent my nigga 5 attachments. If y'all think I'm lying, I actually have proof. Popping shit, you would think I went to school for chiropractic, feeling good as hell today, just sent my nigga 5 attachments. Popping shit, you would think I went to school for chiropractic, feeling good as hell today, just sent my nigga 5 attachments. Popping shit, you would think I went to school for chiropractic, feeling good as hell today, just sent my nigga 5 attachments. Y'all can judge me all y'all want. I don't give a damn. Every time I get a dub on that game, I just break out popping shit. You would think I went to school for chiropractic. I don't care, man. I be lit as hell in that game.
All she wanna do is pop a perk and get her pussy beat.
I had to talk about the two Memphis people on the list back to back. Last year, XXL represented Memphis by putting Big 30 and Big Scar on the list, and now they spun the block and brought in Big Glow and Finesse 2 times. Before even getting into the music, this man Finesse 2 times is the criminal of all criminals. Dude did 6 years in prison from 2010 to 2016, and then did another 3 years in prison where he just got out last summer. After the whole famous Dex situation in 2017 and XXL talking about we don't want to include people who have a negative or controversial image around them, it's just so crazy seeing them include rappers like Finesse. Y'all be having 2-time felons on here nowadays. Now, if there's one thing that this man Finesse has, it's definitely personality and energy. Checking out his music videos and such, you'll definitely see that he really feels what he be rapping about, but he's not overly serious when talking about the streets or talking about hoes. Like, he really be having fun a lot of the times too. In terms of his voice and subject matter and whatnot, it's pretty basic. You can hear the same type of raps from a Moneybagg Yo, Kevin Gates, or hell, even Big 30. Finesse and Kevin Gates even have a song together called CEO. The first verse is Finesse rapping, but he definitely still sounds like Kevin.
Keep me in they conversations. Won't even tell me congratulations. I don't fuck with nobody. I'm masturbating.
But Finesse comes off as very genuine with his raps, and dude really seems to love what he does. The handful of songs I listen to, it's like every song has 1 or 2 lines that made me laugh hard as hell. Especially when it comes to his pimping songs, where he's rapping about not caring about women. It's always something sleazy that he has to say. Like in his track Overdose, where he went, woke up talking about she gon' cook for me, get out of here, I'm straight on that, I'm a pimp, you late on that, text me saying she love me, text her back, bitch, I don't play like that, I blocked the bitch.
Text me say she love me, text her back, bitch, I don't play like that, I blocked the bitch.
I checked out hella songs, man. His most popular song is called Back In, and I totally see why it's his most popular track, because of how well his voice matches the production. Finesse bringing real back, he be speaking his mind, that boy with that shit.
These rap niggas beautiful, they be ready to kill you over a bitch. Hold up.
I checked out other tracks like Finesse to P. Don't never question P. Say that shit 2 times. 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 Rules to the Street, Outside, going straight into. And the last thing I'ma say, his song Out of State is another track that had a funny ass line about him dealing with women in it. This boy said, keep that shit gangster. I gave you a tip, I thanked you.
I told you I love you so you can go harder, bitch, I pranked you. Fuck you think this is?
I told you I love you so you can go harder, bitch, I pranked you. Fuck you think this is? From what I heard, Finesse 2 times is already one of, if not my #1 favorite person on the list.
I catch me an op, he getting laced up like a shoe. I'm like Taylor Jenkins, I caught a plays.
I'm not trying to sound like a fed out here, but the reason I'm talking about SleazyWorld Go after Finesse is because Sleazy is another person that when I looked him up, one of the first things I found was his criminal record. It said Buddy was in prison for 3 years from 2016 to 2019. So like I said, man, XXL really has come a long way from we don't want to put people on the list with a controversial look around them. Niggas be getting locked up for murder and they can still be on the list after they get out. The very first track I heard by Sleazy is called Off the Court with Polo G. Now mind y'all, I've never heard a song by this man in my life, so the first line in this song was the first line I've ever heard by him. And this man said,
my little nigga shoot shit on and off the court like Ja Morant.
The first bar I hear from this man is a Ja Morant bar. That's crazy. Funny enough, I actually think Sleazy is a worse version of Polo G. He looks the same and tries to rap the same, but he does not pull it off. I actually played most of Sleazy's Where the Shooters Be mixtape. I listened to 14 out of the 21 songs. And one song I was noticeably bored by was the third song, Whatever, Whoever, However, featuring Fredo Bang.
Nutted in her mouth, I told her quit, she kept trying to suck the meat. Ain't been outside, the boys behind.
Fredo couldn't even save that. That song was boring as hell. These niggas say whatever. These niggas are post forever. My niggas will smoke whoever. Whatever. I was so disappointed in the track right after that with Lil Baby called Sleazy Flow Remix. The issue with that song was an overall issue that I was finding with this rapper in general. And it's the fact that he has zero aggression and zero toughness when it comes to what he's rapping about. This music video really highlights this. So he raps, last op we caught was at the stove, we had to scrape him. and him and his homies was jumping around like hella hype when he says it. But the actual song itself, he says it way too tame to the point where when you watch the music video, it looks like him and his homies are overreacting.
Last out we caught was at the store, we had to scrape. Lil bro hopped out tripping.
This song would be way more hype and hard hitting if he was louder. Last out we caught was at the store, we had to scrape him. Instead, he's like, last out we caught up at the store, we had to scrape him. Like, you messing up the vibe to your own song, my dude. In my opinion, SleazyWorld Go is more like SleazyWorld Go. He raps way too soft voiced to me. Another one of his most popular songs is What They Gon' Do To Me, and he raps like a baby on here.
I know I can't trust no bitch, they so slimy. Found out I was fucking her friend.
This dude raps are just super generic, and he raps them in a boring way, like, ran up on the op, made his body drop, gotta clean him up, somebody get the mop. It works on some songs like Step 1 featuring Offset, and he got one song with a more aggressive delivery called Vanish Mode. That one is cool. But overall, from what I heard, I don't like this dude at all.
My little nigga shoot shit on and off the court like John Moran.
Everybody trying to be a star, but they don't know the feeling. Every day we on the ground.
The youngest person on this entire list, this boy is 17 years old. Luh Tyler is in the same boat as Ian Dior from the 2021 list or 24K Golden from the 2020 list. And what I mean by that is, he's the shining example of someone that XXL chose solely because they had a hot song on TikTok. I'm not really complaining about it, but I've seen that criticism a few times about how there are a few freshmen that don't even have a strong footing or a solid standing in the rap game. They had one song be hot on social media and XXL went like, all right, boom, you can be on the list. In Luh Tyler's case, it was his song Law and Order.
Law and Order. Law and Order.
And I can't lie, Law and Order deserves all the views that it gets. This little dude right here, this is actually a funny, smooth ass song.
I've been out the way, yeah, I've been in the studio. I don't know if I want Jada Waiter or Ruby Road.
Nigga, I've been out the way, yeah, I be in the studio. I don't know if I want Jada Waiter or Ruby Road. I think this bitch different. She ain't nothing like them other hoes. Brown skin, she bad as fuck. I told that bitch to strike a pose. Y'all may think I'm crazy, but I'd rather listen to this one song by Luh Tyler than listen to anything that SleazyWorld Go has. Luh Tyler got other tracks with a couple of million views here and there, but Law and Order is far and away his most popular song. Now, the main thing it will take a lot of y'all to get used to is this kid's voice. He has no bass in his voice at all, and it honestly sounds like he hasn't hit puberty yet, even though he's 17. This has to be a Guinness World Record for oldest person that has yet to hit puberty or something. On his song, My Vision, you can easily see what I'm talking about.
Nigga, you ain't seen that type of dope, yeah. And this shit off in my cup, got me moving slow.
Yeah, 100 racks, nigga, you ain't seen that type of dope. Yeah, and the shit up in my cup got me moving slow. Yeah, know I pop out on the scene cleaner than some soap. Yeah, he wasn't talking about that paper, bitch, we ain't never spoke. That's actually the name of his album, My Vision, and I played the first half of it. I was gonna play the whole thing since it was only 12 songs, but from my experience, he falls under that category of, if you heard one song by him, then you've heard them all. His song Stand On Biz is another example. For Luh Tyler, I don't even gotta show y'all a lot of examples. You can easily tell what type of music he makes and how he sounds from checking out a couple tracks. He raps like a kid that's trying to be older than what he really is. Shooting at ops, driving nice cars, smashing a lot of girls and whatnot. He believes that he's already a savage, so if you want to believe that with him, then go ahead. But it's very understandable if you're not interested in him.
She don't know she wanna fuck on me or going for my niggas, but I ain't tripping, do myself a favor.
We have another pair of back-to-back artists from the same city. Like how Big Lo and Finesse are from Memphis, Luh Tyler and Real Boston Richey are repping Tallahassee, Florida. And yes, I said Tallahassee. Real Boston Richey is not from Boston, so I don't even want to know why he has it in his name. Now, Real Boston Richey is one of the people I never even heard Buddy's name before the list, so even though he has 2 mixtapes out, Public Housing Part 1 and Part 2, instead of listening to random songs here and there or listening to a project, I specifically chose to listen to his most popular songs to see how he blew up in the first place. And to no one's surprise, his top most popular tracks are featuring popular rappers. Like 3 of his 4 biggest hits got a superstar on there. The biggest one being Bullseye 2 featuring Future. I listened to the original Bullseye first that didn't have Pluto on it.
I can't even go bad, nigga. No, we slime them out. Come and get your lid bad, nigga.
And then I played the one with Pluto on it.
Drink, but I don't get sleep. I'm on pills and on geek, but this money got me tweaked.
And deadass, y'all, I don't care about either one of these songs. Neither of the Bullseye tracks were entertaining to me. I heard both of them and was like, this alright. His second most popular track, Keep Dissin' 2 with Lil Durk, I didn't even want to listen to the original one without Durk. After my dislike of Bullseye 1 and 2, I saw this one was like, nah, let me just stick with this.
I can feel the tension. Tired of putting niggas on and they don't do nothing with it.
I skipped around and checked out his other popular tracks like Everybody, I Want You, On Sight, and I stopped after listening to Don't Get Me Started. When I got to
Every time I open my pad, you know it smell like I farted, nigga.
I went, okay, I'm done. Real Boston Richey sounds a lot like Lil Baby as well. Literally everything that Lil Baby makes music about, you will hear the same thing here. Even the voices sound a little bit similar. If I haven't made it clear by now, Real Boston Richey is one of my least favorite freshmen on the list because this dude is just very basic. You know what? I actually realized something. And some of y'all may say this is like a form of a contradiction, but Real Boston Richey is just a more energetic version of SleazyWorld Go. Remember how I kept saying Sleepy doesn't have an engaging sound because of how soft he be rapping? Richey is the opposite. He's actually pretty loud with how he raps, talking about his ops and driving Hellcats and all that, but I still don't fuck with it. Like, Real Boston Richey is not engaging at all and has nothing special about him. Plus, I heard he got paperwork on his name too, just like Sleepy and Finesse, so go figure.
Just back it up, you had her in your hands. My nigga, how you fumble her?
Okay, now here's someone that's actually not basic whatsoever. Too Rare is a wild boy. For one, this is the dude with the chalk outline hopscotch hairline. I don't know if he's trying to make this a trend, but it does immediately make him more noticeable. The type of music Too Rare makes totally falls under that dance, poppy, and upbeat umbrella. The man's entire aesthetic and goal with his music is to get people dancing and grinding on the dance floor. From what I saw on his YouTube channel, Too Rare has no projects out. Everything on his YouTube is just loosey songs and features here and there, but he's yet to put out an album or mixtape. Just to give you an example, here's his Afrobeat song, Toxic-ish.
I like the way that you move your lips, She got two friends, just me and my dick.
This song actually has some clean transitions in it when he switches from one beat to another, and he does it a few times. I'm not even reaching when I say this too. Toxic-ish is a great sounding track. Too Rare got a song called Cupid Remix that he dropped in the very beginning of 2022. And then in the summer of 2022, he added Lil Durk to the song somehow. And he spelled it different, calling it Cupid instead of Cupid.
I'm not the nigga you want, I'm just being honest. Keep it up all like honest.
Too Rare is completely a dance, like party song artist, with how his beats are super poppy and with the fast paced, like chipmunk sped up vocals that he raps and sings over. Y'all ever seen that meme from the block performance? It was those three guys that was dancing overly energetic.
She's bad as shit. Bitch, I'm a player. This shit easy. This shit like a layup. I'm in a game taking off.
This is the type of music that Too Rare makes for people who dance like this. Man or woman, you can get hyped to this dude for sure.
No, he's too rare.
Don't run, don't trip. I watch it rain on me.
Another set of back-to-back artists from the same city. Fridayy and Hopscotch Hairline are both from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I have never heard the DJ Khaled song God Did, so for the 16 people who do recognize Fridayy and are telling everyone, oh, he was on that one song God Did with Lil Wayne, Jay-Z and them, that means nothing to me because I haven't even heard it. And I ain't gonna lie, I didn't even want to listen to it for this video. That track is 8.5 minutes long, bro. I'm not listening to that. But this man Fridayy got a song with Breezy, so I had to check that out. The song is called Don't Give It Away. Oh yeah, Fridayy is a singer instead of a rapper, by the way. He's one of those R&B dancing ass, sexy flexy ass niggas. Seriously though, I don't know if he's signed to a really plugged in label or something, but all of his most popular songs aren't even songs by him. He be featured on established dudes records. He was on a song called Forever with Lil Baby. I didn't like his sing on that song at all, actually. That I know it's gonna be, that was kind of gross to me. But he was also on Meek Mill's track Don't Give Up, which is actually a very heartfelt track, but dare I say, Meek got bodied by a singing nigga on his own song. Fridayy got a little EP out called Lost in Melody, by the way. How he sings is like bellow and piano ballad-y. Take his song Mama for example.
Mama, don't you cry.
He be on his religious stuff too, so choir boy vibes. If you're into really powerful singing, Fridayy is the person for you for sure.
I just wanted love, fuck with no more from dog shit. I'ma suck your dick and I'ma squirt on your carpet.
Oh man, TiaCorine is the freshman that I just recently heard of before the list dropped. I was doing a live stream on Juneteenth and someone started commenting asking who I think should be on the list, and I told them that I didn't care who was on the list because I'm gonna check it out regardless. And somebody else had mentioned TiaCorine might make the list, she deserves it. I was flabbergasted. I was like, Tia who? I ain't never heard that name in my life. That's your cousin or something? So when the list came out and I saw a Tia on there, I hit that same person up immediately. I was like, bro, your cousin made the list. But when I searched up her songs, turns out I had actually already listened to Freaky T in the past, which is her most popular track. So I went, huh, that was her, huh? I played this song one time months ago and I didn't give a damn about it, so that's why I didn't remember her. Freaky T is actually the only song she has over 1 million views on YouTube. Her second most popular track is a collab with Jonathan Kirk called Lotto, and seriously, Jonathan's performance was much better than hers. On this song, she raps too Barbie-like. I don't know how to explain it, but peep this. For most of the song, she sounds like that. Cluck on my hip surgeon, tell me tuck at your bitch in the crowd like that for what? Nigga, I'm better than your bitch, we bitch bleed like ice, make everybody freeze. This beat is hard, but her voice, it's gonna take me a while to get used to. Her song Bow Time, which is a track about eating food at Bojangles, yes, I'm serious, she had a much different delivery. She was rapping much faster on there. It's bow time. They got supreme chicken wings on the front line. Admittedly, I ain't been impressed by a single song I've heard by this girl. I've seen people showing her praise for saying she's a dope rapper and she deserves the spot, but I'm certainly not hearing what y'all are hearing. Her singing and her sound isn't all that to me. Like on her song Tacos, she sounds like she's trying to sing like The Weeknd. You can beat it down in my condo. Notice I haven't commented on her appearance, which is clearly the most shocking thing about her. Her makeup, her hair, her fits and stuff. But I am so unimpressed by her music that I don't even care to discuss that. Outside of the songs that I've already named, I've listened to her songs Santa, Luigi, IKYK, and 34 Villain. And it's not even that I don't like her music. I think her music sucks, honestly. All the other people on this list, I either rock with them, or for the people I don't like, I just think they're mid and generic. But TiaCorine is the only freshman on this list that I think is actually garbage. I'ma have to hear something crazy good by her for me to change my mind. But as of now, there has to be some female rappers from North Carolina that are better than this. Bruh, another person who has a song with Lil Baby and then another song with Durk. I don't know if these new dudes really be having industry ties like that, or if Lil Baby and Lil Durk are the type of people that just collab with anybody. If you're an up-and-coming rapper, just spit one rhyme about growing up in the hood and Baby or Durk will show up at some point. But Rob's song with Baby is called Vulture Island 2, and Rob completely got washed by Baby in my opinion. That track was pretty bland until Baby showed up. I wasn't too fond to see that Rob has a song with Real Boston Richey because I already think Boston is a bland rapper period, but I listened to their song Yes You Did. And did I like the song? No, I didn't. One thing I will give Rob, Boston, and Sleepy credit for is that these beats are dope. Their production is always some hard-hitting, bass-bumping, like gutter beats, but the beat being fire only goes so far. It's 2023, y'all. If you get on a track talking about pull up in that Wraith, swerve off in that scat, I don't fuck with lames, I don't fuck with rats, it's like you spitting the same bars that hundreds of other rappers spit every single day. Y'all don't be having anything about y'all that stand out really. It's like hearing the same music over and over again. The best song I heard by Rob was Tears of Joy, and admittedly that wasn't anything crazy. I just liked the way it sounded more than other tracks I heard by him.
With me against me, I don't like your energy. If I wasn't this strong, you probably would have ended me.
His song World is pretty cool too. I recommend that for sure, mainly because his New Orleans voice and diction just shined really well there. Rob, Boston, and Sleepy, all three of these dudes are just filler picks in my opinion. They all rap your basic street bars that you hear every day, but unlike Finesse 2 Times, these three dudes don't have any standout qualities. We don't need 4 street rappers on one list because that kind of highlights the lack of diversity and lack of style. And to be honest with you, I think these filler picks be coming from the fact that they choose 12 people, which is kind of extra. For those of y'all that don't realize, XXL hasn't had a 10-person freshman list since 2017. From 2018 to now, they've had 9 people, 11 people, or 12 people on every list. So anytime they pick 12 freshmen, there's bound to be somebody that they just chose because they wanted an extra person. I say that to say, if I had to remove 2 people from this year's list to make it a 10-person roster, I would get rid of either Rob, Sleepy, Boston, or Tia. Like some combination of these 4 because I don't care for any of them.
They done man wrong, where are they now? Nowhere to be seen. Where they at? The power's strong, where am I now?
Central C is probably the most popular person on this list. I know for some of y'all that's hard to believe, but he be pulling more numbers than GloRilla. Now straight off the rip, I don't listen to UK rappers whatsoever. They have never been my cup of tea. But I don't think they're trash, it's just the voice barrier for me. But speaking of UK rappers, Central C has a song with Dave called Sprinter, and it was pretty tight,
100 eaters, they won't fit in one SUV, no, SOS.
The most obvious song C is known for is his track Doja.
Alright, how can I be homophobic? My bitch is gay.
That man said UK rap or UK drill, gotta mention my name when you talk about the genre. He already know he's one of the hottest UK rappers out. But speaking of drill music is something that doesn't appeal to me solely because the production style is way too similar across the genre. From Ice Spice to Fabio to the late Wu, when I hear drill beats, I feel like I'm hearing the same thing repeatedly. Those thumps that are always being played on a drill beat makes every song sound alike. Like this one. And this one. And this one. That's what I mean right there. The way those beats sound are the exact same type of beats Central C raps over. I checked out the first handful of songs from his 23 mixtape, so records like Khabib, Straight Back to It.
Done a graveyard shift last night, woke up today and got straight back to it. Took me an hour.
Ungrateful, Bunda.
We brought two in my doggy doing, we ain't arguing, a joke keeps swinging, she can't stop chewing.
And a couple of others, but man, you get the point. I'm not interested in UK rappers, and I'm not interested in drill music, so since Central C encompasses both of those things, he's an easy example of somebody where even after the XXL festivities are done, the freestyles and cyphers and whatnot, I already know I'm still not about to listen to this man's music. He's not necessarily at fault because he doesn't have garbage rhymes or garbage flow or nothing. It's just solely the type of music he makes is something I'm not interested in, so I don't have much to say. No matter how many songs I heard by this man, I wasn't convinced. His style of music is just not my taste. You hear rappers all the time talking about having hoop dreams, saying that they put the basketball down, chase a music career, and usually it's like, yeah, sure, bro, we all had hoop dreams. But no, DC the Don is actually a hooper. He was friends with LaMelo Ball and played with him, and he got cool with the other Ball brothers. There's tons of videos of Don playing basketball on the internet.
Hey yo, Low Gang, what's poppin'? It's your boy DC the Don in this bitch, and you are watching Ballers TV.
About the music, first things first, you can tell DC was influenced by Lil Uzi Vert. From his look to his style of music, he has that heavily auto-tuned rockstar intergalactic sound. I played his project Funeral, and the track Story of My Life is a shining example. Actually, this whole project is a shining example. His song Shawty and his newest song Hate the New You is another example of an upbeat romance song with his auto-tune singing. So if you're someone that's not fond of this type of music, this spacey, filled with ad-libs, background harmony singing, then DC ain't for you. Just to make sure it wasn't just this project, I checked out other songs by Don that aren't on the Funeral album, like Arrest Me, Eclipse,
Basically everyone doesn't do. I got a classic, I'm dropping another one this year. Niggas do well under pressure.
and Outlaw. So even if you're not listening to the Funeral album, you're going to hear the same kind of music. The thing with DC though is that instead of coming off like a clone, his music still sounds really good. He got the Uzi influence like I mentioned, and he got the Travis Scott influence. You can hear a whole lot of yeah in the background of his songs. But even with that, I will say that DC deserves to be here. He's one of the best people. My boy looked like he really be having fun and he really loved doing music since the Hooper thing didn't work out for him.
Here I come. Still ain't got 100 bands. Still gon' wrap some circles around these niggas.
Lastly, we have Lola Brooke. Lola and GloRilla were the only people on the list that I was happy to see. When I say happy, when I first saw the reveal of the list, I visibly smiled when I read their names. I was like, oh, okay, GloRilla on here, Lola Brooke on here for sure. I first found Lola from her On the Radar female cipher.
Ladies night cipher, we love you niggas, but it's fuck you niggas, you heard?
I found this cipher a year and some change ago, and I've been seeing her around since. But I have to say, Lola is just a mini Lil Kim. When it comes to female rappers from New York, that's like the #1 person you're gonna get compared to anyway. But for Lola, it's very blatant. She's very soft-spoken. Her frame, her looks, her subject matter, everything about this girl says Lil Kim. So if you love Lil Kim, definitely check out Lola. Similar to Hopscotch Hairline, Lola doesn't have any projects out. So if you go to her YouTube channel, you're just gonna come across random songs here and there. Her latest song, Just Relax, just pulled 1 million views.
Man, bitch, just relax. I can't fuck him if the dick ain't long.
That one line was all y'all needed to hear to see the type of music Lola makes. Her song, So Disrespectful, is another one where it's that grimy New York type of music for women.
I plead the fifth we talking about sex. These 42 shots, feel like a bat.
I will be honest and say this because I'm not biased. Although I like Lola, her music is nothing amazing. Unless you're a big Lil Kim fan, when you listen to her, all you're gonna hear is the same old growing up, we was struggling bars, these bitches ain't got nothing on me bars, and as y'all just heard, I can't fuck him if the dick ain't long type of bars. All she raps about is stuff like, growing up, we ain't had no food, we ain't had no water, abandoned houses on my block, loaded up with squatters. So it don't matter if you're gonna listen to Gator Season,
I'ma have success long. I pray on the day I get an op to see any facts on.
or if you listen to 2022 Flow.
Said what I said, you get placed in the back. I'm from New York where we ain't capping, just stating the facts.
You're going to hear the same things delivered the same way. Of course, she does like every other female rapper, try to flex her R&B chops. She did that on her song On My Mind.
Treat me how I'm supposed to be treated, it's in your nature. Wanna be so close to you, your heart became my neighbor.
But overall, if you ask me, GloRilla is the only good female rapper here. Lola is alright, and TiaCorine,
Outro.